Welcome to the podcast. My name is Darren, and today we're going to be talking with my friend Michael. I know him personally as a guy who's very experienced in obstacle course racing and parkour, and is overall just a very fit person in general. And the fact that we both share common interests in self-improvement made it even more fun to have a conversation together. I really enjoyed this discussion, and I hope you all do too. Is it caused by just average reasons, or is there something more to that?
I boil it down. A big part of it's habits. Just bad habits.
Like going on your phone?
Sort of, yeah.
What you explained here
Yeah.
is just a situation where you just can't sleep, even though you try to.
That's part of the problem.
Like you're laying in bed and
Yeah.
your eyes are open.
Yeah. It's hard to sleep because, you wake up late. And then there's a cycle, vicious cycle. Not vicious, but it's a cycle. You wake up late, it's hard to sleep early, and then because you slept late, then you woke up late. And the part I'm trying to overcome is waking up early. Like, I'll set my alarm, and I do wake up, right? I wake up, open my eyes, press the alarm, and then I'm laying in bed, and then it's like the weakness of will. Like, I know, like, I'm going to the gym, or I know I'm going to meet some people to do this, to fly, my drone or something, just whatever in the morning, or like free dive in the morning. And then I open my eyes, touch my phone, so snooze it, and then I'm still in bed, and my eyes just slowly drift back because I'm like disorientated, because you just woke up, right? You're not fully awake, and then you're like, okay. I tell myself, okay, I'm waking up, and then I close my eyes, just to like, okay, I'm gonna get up, and then I don't, and then I go back to sleep. It's like I know there's things I want to do, but it's just that bad habit, of just not getting up.
So you're not talking about the lack of sleep, you're talking about the willingness to
both
become awake.
Well, the lack of sleep is caused. There's like, I don't know where the chicken and the egg start, but the lack of sleep starts because I sleep late, and I wake up, and I sleep late because I can't wake up early enough to sleep earlier. Because if you wake up at like 10 a.m. or something like that, and then you want to sleep at 10 p.m., like your body's just not ready to go to sleep. Because you're like, you've only been awake for such a short time, relatively. And then, it's just hard to start that cycle. But what I noticed is that when I went to the gym at 5 in the morning, I'd wake up early in the morning, and then at night I'd be so tired that I would sleep a little early, and then because I slept early, then I have enough sleep, and then I can wake up a little early again.
And you worked out.
Yeah, and I worked out. So I boiled it down to one possible area I would focus on is getting up early, and I realized it's habit, and the habit I run through a simulation actually. I've done it recently. The simulation is, okay, let's pretend I tell myself I'm pretending I'm waking up, right? So I'm literally in my bed, and I'm practicing waking up. Like I'm repeating the habit, right?
Repeating the habit of waking up.
Yes. Like within the span of 5 minutes or something. Like I pretend, okay, I'm in my bed, I'm fully awake, and I'm like, okay, close your eyes. Imagine the alarm is going off, and reach over and touch it, and then like physically get out of the bed before you sink back in, and close your eyes. And then I would do that a couple times just to get that muscle memory, get that habit, so when I do wake up in the morning, I don't close my eyes and sink back into bed.
Wow.
And so far, it worked. This past week, this past couple weeks, I was able to wake up early enough to do the things I wanted to do. Yeah.
And you say it's working for you so far.
Yeah. So far, it's been working. And I feel like it's habit. And I think it was Socrates or Aristotle who said, excellence is therefore not an act, but a habit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking that to heart, and I'm like, I just got to train myself. Put those simulations, like, visualize, do the repetition, create those habit loops. That's how I'm dealing with sleep. And then because I woke up early, I have this feedback loop of getting so much stuff done, and then I'm really happy because went to the gym at 5 in the morning. I did my hobbies in the morning.
Yeah, it's very beneficial to wake up early.
Yeah, like
Definitely.
I have so much time.
Like I learned that from Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
Wakes up every day at 4:30 a.m.
Yeah. Dude, I'm literally doing exactly what Jocko Willink's doing.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally waking up at 4:30 in the morning. Well, it's 4:20. Woke up at 4:20, and I'm going to the freaking gym at 5 in the morning. But I would never go to the gym if it wasn't for something I like to do.
Yeah.
Just obstacle course training
And parkour.
and parkour. It's pretty much intertwined. But that really, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and that's what gets me up in the morning.
Yeah, I could relate a lot because at one point in time when I was in ROTC, the average day would consist of waking up super early at like 5 a.m. And since it took me 15 minutes to get to Manilao, I would only have to wake up at 5 a.m. to get there at 5:30. And that's relatively early to the actual time you have to get there. And I felt kind of lucky comparing myself to people who lived at like in Arahan or Maritza, who'd have to get up even earlier.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so what I learned from waking up so early is very much what you explain, is that it's not only a matter of getting enough sleep, but also just doing the action and forcing yourself to get up, because you're still sleepy when you wake up.
Yeah.
No matter how much sleep you have. Like just today, admittedly, I woke up super late even though I had so much sleep. It's because my bed was so comfy.
Yeah. So you overslept.
I overslept. That's a thing that you could do.
Yeah, and you would actually feel more sleepy.
And how do you oversleep? You just
Don't have
the will to get yourself up.
or you don't have like something to do, like a reason to get up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I don't have to work today or something. I don't have to wake up. Yeah.
But not to disregard getting a full night's rest. Those two things are not equally, but both of them are significant in waking up in the first place.
Right.
Is getting that energy and then having the will to use that energy for the day.
Right. It's also kind of, I think it's also why I had trouble waking up, is because part of my goal was to get a good night's sleep. And a good night's sleep, in my definition, is around 8 hours.
Yeah.
Just, my body, it needs it. Everyone's different. So I notice my body is like 7.5 to 8 hours. And then because I'm telling myself I need 8 hours, he's giving myself permission to sleep in. To get the 8 hours.
Yeah.
Like I sleep at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, according to my math, I have to wake up at 10 and I get 8 hours. So then I'm trying to aim for the 8 hours, but just what happens, it's at 10 a.m. that I wake up in order to get the 8 hours. So it's not, I wish I want to sleep earlier, but there's things that just keep me captivated at night.
I wish I could sleep early too, but the pressure of feeling left out at night, everyone doesn't sleep as early as you do. Like they're online, they're posting shit.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's a thing for you? Like,
yeah.
You feel like...
Yeah, at least for people at my age.
It's kind of a FOMO at night, late night FOMO.
Like, it's just that pressure of, if you sleep early, you're missing out the nightlife that most people my age have.
True. I mean, even though it's all online, because it's pandemic, you don't really see them at...
Well, not even just pandemic, like...
Yeah, in general.
Like if I sleep early, I'm probably going to have like 5 messages from people on WhatsApp texting me at 9-something a.m. Like,
I mean, what's wrong with missing a message?
I guess it's easy to think that way.
But what if are they inviting you to play an online game or something?
Maybe,
or talk,
possibly.
Which is fun, you know? Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that.
That's the thing about it. It could be anything. It could be important or not so important, but the possibility of it being important is the concerning part.
So it's like you're anticipating a surprise of invitation.
Or the surprise of inclusion. Did you say surprise?
I mean, I'm trying to find another word, but I guess it's like gambling. It's like you don't know when something's gonna happen, when that shot of
Yeah, and that's why people
invitation.
gamble so much.
Right.
It's because the possibility of getting a real good,
Jackpot, like reward, or I don't know.
yeah, whatever. The possibility of getting a lot of money from constant betting your own money, and then eventually some people find themselves broke because they're aiming so high out of their own boundaries, their own abilities, you know?
Yeah. Do you think like instant messages are comparable to gambling, where you know that there's a random anticipation, a random reward of, oh, when are they going to give me an invitation, or when are we going to do something cool at night? Do you think I feel like it's similar.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah.
Of
I
course
mean, not
it's
to the
not
extent,
exact.
but do you think that it's that strong enough that it pulls you away from sleep, or gives you a reason not to sleep early? It's like, oh,
Yeah, sure, one of the reasons.
yeah,
Of course, there's many other reasons.
right,
Like,
yeah,
just the instant gratification of so many things. Like, when's the next TV show that I might be interested going to be on? You know, what interesting post I'm going to see on Facebook.
right,
And it just leads to endless scrolling and scrolling. You know, or
Oh.
I need a good game. I have to get a real good match. I need to win a match on this game.
yeah.
And then you end up playing for 5 hours.
Like you don't want to stop until you get good enough or satisfying.
But when you do get that satisfaction, you build up confidence. Like,
Try my luck again. Or?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of a paradox of instant gratification, and would only take the acknowledgement of wasted time in order to stop it.
Right. Like if it became a problem and then you noticed it, or if it was interfering with other things.
Interfering with bigger goals that you have for yourself instead of these little tiny ones that don't really mean anything to you.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of is. You know, there's some things I wanted to do, some meetings I wanted to attend. I didn't say I was gonna be there because I assumed I wasn't gonna go, because based on my history, it's kind of hard for me to wake up at the time to meet that early meeting. It is interfering with my goals. So yeah, I'm really trying to remedy those bad habits. And I feel like things don't have to be a drastic change. Like there's this concept I'm trying out recently. It's marginal change. And it was from this guy, and of course a TED Talk. This guy, dude, he did all the crazy shit I wanted to do. He was tried helicopter stunts. He did parkour. He did if you see his TED Talk, he did crazy amazing things. He went from a B or a C minus student to straight A's in college, because he didn't do drastic changes. He did little changes constantly. Like, oh, dude, he read 50 books in 1 year.
50 books in 1 year.
Yeah. And then his goal was to lose weight. He ended up hiking all 28 trails of this.
What the heck?
Of this
Who
one
is this
area.
guy?
Oh, man. I forgot, but like I listened to that speech so many times.
That's good.
Yeah. So I guess the concept is divide and conquer.
How many times do you listen to it? Like,
I've listened to
maybe
it.
per day or per week?
Maybe not per day, but like I think I've listened to it about 8 times
8 times.
Yeah.
Since when?
since I first heard it.
When was that?
Like 2 months ago. Not a lot, but you know, like I've
'Cause-
never listened to a TED Talk that often. You know.
'Cause when you mentioned that, like listening to a motivational video very often, it reminded me of the time where I was super into working out because I was kind of fat before, and I do so many things to motivate myself before I worked out. And so what I did before I worked out every time was listen to this one like super motivational video, and it's a compilation of just, you know, random like clips of people training, but it's an original video. It's not just a bunch of voiceovers of Rocky Balboa or that other motivational dude who's a football player. But anyways, yeah, it motivated me and it helped me because there were simple concepts that the video consisted of that I just embedded into my mind. Even though they were simple, they worked, and they help me like push through obstacles.
Okay. Yeah, I think motivational videos. I don't take this the wrong way, but I cringe at them.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, it's like, goddamn.
But
man.
this one's an original video, like
okay.
by some dude.
Yeah.
No, not the typical.
The clips, the
yeah.
compilation clips.
I know how cringy they could get.
Music in the background.
Exactly. Like Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, I mean, man, they're lucky that the people speaking are people I respected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, David Goggins and Jocko Willink.
Yeah.
It's like other people I admire, but I don't listen to it for the motivation. I listen to it for the essence, like the ideas that they're sharing.
Yeah.
You know, and it just reminds me, okay, do this certain thing, think that certain way that they're doing, and try it out. Yeah, it's motivating, but I feel like people get too amped up when they hear motivational speaking.
They forget the information that's being conveyed.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, not just that, but it's like they burn too hot. You know, I think you need a slow, consistent burn, because if you just do things right away, you're gonna get burned out, and you're not gonna go very far if you push 110% in the beginning and then 20%, trickle down.
Yeah.
I
know how that feels.
Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Like one time this was when I was 12, and I thought I could run a 5K by just going super fast the whole way. And so I sprinted in the beginning, and then I slowed down, and it took me like 50 minutes to finish it.
50?
I was fat.
Oh, okay. And you were how old?
I think 12 maybe.
Oh, okay. I mean,
12, 13.
Chunky 12-year-old running a 5K. Yeah, I mean.
and after the 5K, some kid he acknowledged me like, "Wow, you were so fast in the beginning." But it was genuine, right? And I felt like I didn't deserve that compliment because I slowed down right afterwards, but I guess he didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm no runner, but what I've noticed is that people start at a decent pace,
Oh yeah.
Semi-slow, and then they crank it up slowly, and then they just
it's kind of strategic if you think about it.
Yeah, it's like when to
like
push
if
the
it's
gas.
going downhill, they turn it up a notch. If it's going uphill, they slow down a bit.
Right.
To conserve their energy, and then at certain parts they just like go full blast. Maybe at the ending.
Yeah, I like to
push
at the end.
Yeah, I like to do that too. Like,
Yeah,
just sprint as fast as I can.
Right, because I know I have energy and like I don't have to worry about gassing out because like I'm already there.
I'm already gonna drink water at the end.
Yeah. I always do that. Just because I
love doing that.
I don't want to leave something on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm feeling like whatever. But like I always want to think that I did my best.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I prove it to myself is like, yeah, I'm tired at the end.
Yeah.
And I sprint at the end.
Like, you ever notice that when you're done with the 5K, your breathing is much more efficient?
Oh,
You breathe easier.
Yeah,
right? I like that.
You've warmed up your breathing, and your body's gotten into that. I forgot what it's called, but your body's into that endurance mode. And then what's weird is that once you're done, you feel like you can run again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've been warmed up.
Have you experienced that physical phenomenon where when you're running as fast as you can at the end of a 5K, right? And you can barely feel your legs, like you've gone past the like you're.
Is it when you're just so warmed up and you're so in the mode, and your body's like, okay, it's running time and it's ready to go, just well oiled?
I'm not sure.
Like just from the constant running that you just can keep pushing, or is it just like you get that runner's high, or what are you talking about?
Maybe that's it, runner's high.
Runner's high.
But I hear that's something different and more extreme. But from my experience, I'd always try to like run super fast at the end. And sometimes my legs feel like they're giving out. But when I start to push them even further, I run like a regular sprint. But I just don't feel them.
Like you don't feel the pain. You don't feel anything.
I don't feel anything in my legs.
Yeah.
I can feel the motion of them, moving. But it's like they momentarily become numb.
Maybe that adrenaline is kicking in.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It felt like a superpower whenever I do it.
Ooh, I've felt that before.
but
like I got,
but I'm a little, unbalanced when I do get to the finish line.
Right,
And so
right.
I'd have to be careful with not falling over.
Yeah, I felt that. It's a crazy feeling. It's like you feel semi-invincible because you don't feel the hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going fast. I'm like, why am I going fast? I'm near the end. I should be really tired.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, oh fuck yeah, dude,
Exactly.
I'm really strong right now.
What about hiking? Is there anything special about hiking or the environment and just being close to it?
Oh yeah, hiking. I've been doing a lot of hiking
Or
recently.
camping,
Oh
free running?
oh well, let for camping. I mean for hiking,
Like, what about it is so attractive to you?
man. It's like a reset button. You ever watch a movie, and then your brain is just so removed from what your life was. Because you're all focused on this movie.
Yeah, I felt that way.
Yeah, it's like hiking. Like I'm so focused on hiking. Like I don't think about anything.
Especially if we were young. I don't know if you experienced this. But after an epic movie, a really cinematic movie, when I was a kid, I'd walk out of there feeling like a new person. Like,
Yes,
like
I still feel that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Or as you were saying.
Oh yeah, we're talking about camping.
Yeah.
So it humbles you, and what I mean humbles you. It's you're so removed from your comforts, the things you have at home, your electricity.
Mm-hmm. Like you don't got to worry about all that stuff.
I mean, that's not worried. It's not that you worry about it. It's that because
Not
you
even-
don't have it. It's like
Not
when
even
you
to
have
an extent.
Huh?
No, you wouldn't say not to even an extent that you're not worrying about it. Like it's not on your mind.
We're not worried that I
actively.
don't have it.
No, not worrying about the burdens of having those responsibilities.
Oh no, that doesn't cross my mind. Like, I don't even think that's a burden. The responsibility of whatever I have, the comforts of home, like those don't seem like a burden to me.
Oh, I mean, like paying bills and doing chores and your routines, waking up on a regular schedule.
Actually, no. I
Just
find
the life of a modern day man.
I appreciate it though. Because I at least now I do. Or I mean, I think I've always has, but I don't see it as a burden at all. Paying bills, I'm like, I'm happy to pay my bills. I'm happy to do my chores because it's giving me the life I want, and the life I want is a result of doing those chores and paying those bills.
Oh yeah.
It's like I can't, watch YouTube on my phone if I don't pay my phone bill, and I'm like, I'll pay, like take my money, maybe not too much money, but take my money and I'll gladly pay for that comfort. But it does make me thankful for the things I have. Like water, like running water.
Oh yeah.
Warm shower.
Dude, remember when we went camping?
Yeah.
And we just boiled our own water.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
We took the water from the stream.
Yeah.
And boiled it just in case.
Right.
But if we got really desperate and thirsty, we'd drink it anyways.
Right.
But it's better than salt water.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was real cool.
Yeah.
We were in that survival state.
And it oh, I like this word, and a lot of it's a lot of women use this, but I felt empowered.
Oh yeah. Empowered.
I felt empowered because I'm not beholden or a slave to modern conveniences. Like I don't have to I think I'm gonna die and reach to my fridge.
So basically everything that you do in that domain of being in the wild or the jungle, you feel ownership over. Nothing's given to you. Nothing is. You earn it.
Yeah, I feel like everything's earned, and that because I have the capability of doing it, I feel a sense of pride. Like I'm proud I made my shelter. I'm proud I got that water, and it just gives me that confidence and peace of mind. It reduces my stress, knowing that I can be self-sufficient. It's like if I can do something, that's one less thing to worry about. If I'm worried, like, where's my food gonna come from? Where's my water gonna come from? Where's my shelter gonna come from? Your basic needs. But if you know that you have the skills to do that, then that's one less thing to be anxious about, and that gives me peace of mind. And that I only got peace of mind through trying it out and struggling through it. Of course, researching what to do beforehand, but when you can do it, and when you've done it in real world application instead of just theory, then you're like, okay, proud of myself. I can survive, and that gives me peace of mind. And then I apply that to other things.
With all these like motivational speakers and philosophers and just all these things, I noticed that there's a universal rule.
Yeah.
But I just can't quite pinpoint it. I think it has something to do with like chaos and order, right? And and how they function.
Yeah, you need one with the other.
And you, as the human person, where you are positioned is being. The function of being relative to chaos and order is that you expose yourself gradually to that chaos to create something, right? So chaos is the basis of creation. And then you come out of it as something else. And that's where order comes in. You restructure that unknowing. Another way to describe chaos is the unknown.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And people are always scared of the unknown because it's unpredictable. Like there's anything could happen. That's why people are scared in the dark. It's not whatever's in the dark. It's whatever can be in the dark.
Well, it's biological. It's survival instinct. You don't want to jump off a dark cliff or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's justified, but...
You don't want to go in a cave because anything could be in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything could mean, like, good things, right? But anything could also mean bad things. And you don't want to risk there being bad things.
But the place...
And that's where bravery comes in.
Right.
Like, you go into the cave, you go into the darkness seeking the light, seeking something better, while voluntarily, like, knowing that you're going to face some dangerous things and you're prepared to face them.
Well, what's nice is that the thing that you need the most is found in the place you least want to look. You know? And that's the scary, dark place, the stressful place.
You see the bravest of people, right? People in special operations, or they have that mindset and that capability because they've went through all this suffering, through all this pain, and they got something out of it. You know, they went to hell and they came back a stronger person.
And I feel like that's what society is telling us. Current attitudes are saying, do the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, go in a safe space.
They're turning every guy into a twink.
Yeah. But then there is a movement of guys and girls that are going against that say, no, I do need to face the hard things. And, you know, it's... part of it, I've seen it, you know, in an example is the gaming community, like the Dark Soulsborne, Bloodborne community. They play some hard shit, and people, they give up, and then they go back at it again. It's just mentally taxing, because it's so damn hard. And for them, that's their war, I guess. That's their struggle. That's their accessible struggle, because not everyone can go into special forces and experience that.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that not everybody can benefit from.
Oh yeah.
Struggle. That's why I think I see why people run these like ultra marathons or do these Ironmans or do these hard stuff or go deep diving or rock climbing, just something hard, is because they get some joy out of it. And I understand it now, because when you struggle for something for so long and for so hard, the reward is so satisfying. And then once you do it the first time, you want to chase it. You want to chase that feeling. And it's like nothing. It's like
you recognize it.
You recognize it.
It's your source of goodness. It's your source of that feeling of pride.
Yeah, it's pride, and it's not like an empty pride. I don't know if you beat like a Call of Duty on medium difficulty, you're not so proud of that, but
it's way better than low difficulty or recruit.
True.
In Call of Duty terms.
Where was I getting at?
Pride.
Yeah, pride. Oh, yeah. They chase that. People who do the hard stuff, they chase, the hardness because
it's fulfilling.
It's like, yeah, it's. I need a better word than fulfilling. It's like
satisfied.
It's satisfying. Like it ticks every box, of accomplishment. They feel good about themselves. They did something that was useful. They did something that was meaningful, and it wasn't something empty. It's not like it's a healthy addiction. Yeah, they
Yeah.
like, I don't know, gamblers, they chase that fulfillingness, or I don't know, what else are you addicted to? I don't know. Some people do, or video
Drugs,
games or
alcohol,
something.
video games,
They chase that,
porn.
yeah, porn, and they chase that, and it's when they get it, it's not fulfilling,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Maybe in that couple seconds of release.
it's a lower pleasure fulfilling,
Oh yeah.
right?
And then they feel like shit right afterwards.
Yeah, but that's where the higher pleasure comes in, and the higher pleasure is
It's longer lasting.
just, like, yeah, like, I don't know, getting a degree or doing some sort of training and you've completed, or finishing a race, or
Yeah, or losing weight and
losing
seeing
weight.
your body.
yeah, and it's not empty, like you're genuinely fulfilled. It's not artificial,
Yeah.
and you just connect, and your body knows, like, hey, this is something that's good,
Mm-hmm.
something I should be doing. But the addictions and the vices, you get satisfied, but not completely. And I think people recognize that these hard things that they do give them what they want, what they really want subconsciously. And I'm glad to see more people doing that. I see people out here running. And maybe it's not just the pandemic, but
I think we already talked about that, right?
yeah,
How the pandemic is just making people create more goals and try to accomplish them.
well, because they're bored. But also,
Yeah, well, they're bored because why? Because they're sitting around in their house in comfort.
right,
And
they got what they wanted.
You think, yeah, they got what they wanted.
But they
and
realized,
they don't
no.
know what to do with it.
Yeah, they realize, like, it's not enough, or it's
Yeah.
not fulfilling.
But it makes you think, like, why wouldn't people want to be comfortable in their house and do nothing?
Because
It's because that's not how we are as human beings.
yeah, we're not designed that way.
Like, we're driven. We need something to
Yeah,
challenge ourselves with
yeah.
and accomplish.
The natural state of humans is not just struggle, but like aiming for something. Just they just have a goal.
Yeah.
That's the natural state of human, is not struggle, but challenge.
Like, you see the happiest people, right?
Yeah,
And they always have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
They always are doing something.
right.
Life is suffering, right?
Yeah,
How do you justify all that suffering? You choose what you suffer for.
yeah. Because you're gonna suffer anyways.
Exactly. So why not make that choice instead of suffer involuntarily, needlessly, through whatever life throws at you?
Right.
Instead, throw shit at yourself and again clean it off and feel good about it.
I say throw useful struggle, appropriate struggle. Because people, they'll make themselves struggle, shoot themselves in the foot for like no stupid reason, and it's not beneficial. But we need some appropriate suffering, and this reminds me of how there's a rite of passage for young boys to be men.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're missing that. Yeah, we need that, something for guys and girls to struggle. Just they need to have that experience and recognize that struggle is necessary and that it leads to great things. Like nothing
order to
good.
grow.
Yeah, nothing good was easy.
Like just what I said about chaos and order. You get into that chaos and you create experience, but experience alone is not going to get you anywhere. You have to adopt that experience, make it your own,
Yeah,
make it part of your system.
of your being, or of your
Yeah.
lifestyle, of your. So what have you done that you've struggled with, or that you've taken on as a challenge that was hard?
Oh, that was hard?
Yeah, that you know how we're talking about all these hard things, and we need to struggle voluntarily, and choose our struggles. What was the struggle that you chose?
Maybe I could speak of as of recently. 1 or 2 months ago, I went on keto because I noticed I was getting fatter because of that pandemic.
The Corona
life.
15 or
Yeah,
whatever it's
yeah.
called.
I
Really?
think I lost 15. Or was it 10? But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I tried going on keto.
How
And
was it?
I managed to like get over a month on that diet.
Nice.
And it wasn't easy as people would think it is. Like, oh man,
I didn't think
you just
it's
have
easy.
to just have to throw out carbs. That's it. That's like what? Rice, ice cream, sweets. Easy.
Crackers, bread.
Yeah, but they don't realize that so many things that people eat in their daily lives have carbs in it. Even some meat products.
Yeah, I mean,
Like it would drive you crazy if you are a very diverse eater, but it works. I lost that weight at the first week it was mainly water weight, but then you start to notice the pounds go down, and that 10 pounds isn't just water weight, unless you're doing like an extreme water fast. But this isn't the case. Yeah, it does take effort if you want progress or results that you would be proud of in the end. And it is fulfilling. Like, I felt nice.
Yeah.
You know?
Whoever lost weight and said,
"Oh man, this sucks.
this sucks," it's like,
I regret doing this.
Whoever lost weight and regretted it. I mean, like healthy weight,
Like
in healthy
intentionally.
weight. Yeah. No one.
Like, man, I feel better being more overweight and obese and eating all this junk food.
Yeah. No one said that. Yeah.
Damn, I wish I could go back to it.
Oh man, yeah. Speaking of guys who lost weight, there's these like 40-some-year-old guys, 30-some, late 30s, late 40s guys. I met him like 3-4 years ago through like obstacle course racing. They're part of the Guam coordinators, and they were chunky guys. They're like 200 pounds, and then they just melted. They're old, relatively old, but they didn't use that as an excuse. They changed their lifestyle. Their habits just rubbed off on each other, and they all lost weight. And I was so proud of them.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I just love cheering people on that want to put in effort. Why would I motivate someone who doesn't really care about the goal?
Yeah. Well, I'm a little concerned when I motivate people, is because sometimes you push them like, yeah, let's do this, let's do that, but they're not ready, if you know what I mean. Like, they say they want to do it, but then you just see the actions and they're not ready.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe can we do it another day?
Yeah, it's like,
I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah, they're not ready. You can see it.
But there's just some people that, and I know a couple people like this, who are always motivated and listen to what you say, and they look up to you because they just see how much you've accomplished and they want to be like that. I've had someone like that.
Yeah.
In the program, and it just made me so happy because I'd see him progress, and he'd listen to my advice. Like, I was helping him finish this 2-mile run, and I was running next to him, like beside him, cheering him on, and I could see him, trying even more and accepting my determination to see him finish.
Yeah, it's like just you being happy for them was their motivation. Them wanting to make you proud, like, really push them, which is interesting.
And then I'd see him like later on in the day, right, when I'm eating lunch, and they walk past me like, "Oh, hey, when are we gonna work out again?" Like, yes.
Oh yeah, dude, I love it when like people, they're enthusiastic about something that you wished for them. Like, oh, it makes me proud, man. It's like they're actually listening to what you would have told them to do. Like,
And
that's
they do
rare.
it.
Yeah, like, well, it's not common for people to do for what you want the best for them. A lot of people are, I don't like to use this word weak-willed, but they don't have the why. They don't have the good enough reason to do something that's good for them. And then when you see that manifesting in someone else and they're doing it, it makes me happy.